How are you?
Yeah, so what stream? Last time it was Worm or Worm.
Um,
Something
this
to
time,
mind.
We're in the cave. Got it.
oh yeah, you missed a
Charles
tab.
Caveman.
Barbarian, a bard, an artificer, and a feeble-minded warlock walk into a bar.
It's too
Oh,
long.
that's right. I forgot you're feeble-minded.
Somebody's killed me.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Yeah, one of the thoughts I had
Well-
today was like, who is going to take the place of Charles? for
Mom, can
talking-
you pick me up? Donko, can you Greater Restoration?
let's call it Circle of Bones.
Circle of Bones.
Oh, that's fun. And don't mind me. I'm tangled and it hurts.
Boom.
Long hair problems.
of bones.
I'm so mad. Okay. What the heck?
What?
What happened?
It's not like so. I tested it before, and everything was hunky dory. Maybe if I
that's not
turn off
working?
my camera.
Oh, is it Discord streamer mode? Do you have streamer mode enabled and it's being wacky? You can disable a
Okay,
bunch of its
hold
features.
up. So I did this. Now let's see if I can turn on the camera. Did that work? Did that for
No.
some stupid reason work?
Volume adjustment needs to happen.
Someone check the stream for me real quick.
I actually turned into the cursed bear at the end of that video.
Yeah, you're all robotic.
My voice?
It's really
Yeah.
creepy.
How about now?
That's better. Yes, much.
Okay. Someone checking the stream for me?
Oh yeah. I can do that.
We're good. We're just
Okay.
missing Michael's beautiful face.
Yep. Sorry.
That's not what I'm
That's
worried
okay.
about. I'm worried
Did you
about sounding
change the
like a
name of
vampire.
your channel?
Yes, I did. Sleepy Cobbler D&D. So now it actually
Ah.
uses my username, but
Oh.
also reflects what I only stream, which is this.
Hell? Now
I
what?
don't know how you sound, so I don't want to hear.
I probably sound alright. I've turned up my volume. Okay.
Yeah, it sounds clear.
Okay.
Cool. Who wants to give Michael a recap of what he missed?
I'm dumb now.
I'm the new charisma character now. I don't know, Chance, what's your charisma?
His charisma's probably 20.
Okay, so Michael. Let's see here. Donko is heading off with Waylon to go and find his brothers. So in the meantime, him and Trask sent Frank Smith, a bard, to help out the party. You guys found your way over to the Thrakreen Hive. You've attempted to scare them off, I guess, by
confuse them.
Yeah, by creating a giant
gelatinous cube.
Thank you, a giant gelatinous cube over the top of you guys as you move forward.
Major image is great,
but with a major image. That sort of kind of worked, not really, maybe. Ended up that you guys had impressed the worm enough to where he or it wanted to meet with you. You followed the Thrakreen into the hive, down a bunch of tunnels and kind of getting yourselves lost before it opens up into a large chamber where you saw this tiny or small kobold. And the kobold turns out that it's the worm.
And he claimed us as his newest pets.
Yeah, he wanted to claim you guys as his newest pets. A fight broke out. He turns into he shape changes into a what's it called? A
amethyst dragon.
Thank you, an amethyst dragon. lot of damage was taken by a lot of you guys, or you know. Charles managed to dispel the shape change, and then immediately was feeble-minded. So now he's not good.
Charles of the Jungle.
And that's kind of where we left off. Any questions, Michael?
No, that about sums up kind of the Sentinel's jobs right there too.
His pistol is jammed currently, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I hate to be that player, but Josh wanted to remind you of what was supposed to happen at the end of last time.
Yeah, no, I remembered, Max.
Okay.
So they're moving forward here. There's a couple of things that happened within the first few seconds after the what was his name?
Navni?
Navni, thank you. You guys are better remembering my crap than I am.
We have a lot less of it to remember than you do, so
fair point. Navni, the kobold, he, as soon as he went down, a couple of things started to happen. First, you all notice the noise in here. Where it was the noise of battle and combat and dripping water, you now hear skittering and the noise of carapace on stone as the far end of the room starts to fill up with Thrycreen.
before they arrived, I took his shadow, so
You did. So you have a shadow.
I'm him now.
Excuse me?
You have to remind me. You have to remind me how that works.
It's just an instant disguise, basically. I think it's instant. Let me double
You
check.
want to read that real quick?
Yeah.
The second thing that happens almost instantaneously after all these Thrycreens start to pile into this room, and it looks like an anthill gone wrong. They're piling on. What's that?
World War Z
kind of
zombies?
World War Z-esque zombies, where they start to pile onto each other, and they're all. You can hear the clatter and the chirping and the noises that they make rushing towards your crew, as seemingly some kind of hold was released on them.
Oh.
As that happens,
Oh no, wait! I don't want to be him anymore.
as that happens, I'll say,
my pets.
Why do you look so angry? Stop throwing
I'll
spears.
say, Wrath, Charles, and Frank, you all standing closest to the corpse, you watch as runes start to glow on the armor that Navni was wearing. As it does, you hear this high-pitched whining sound as
R2-D2 appears. No, sorry.
As R2-D2 appears and then explodes with tremendous force. I need everybody within. Can everyone see the template circle?
So,
Yes.
Everybody but Castle, you were just out of it, needs to make a dexterity saving throw. Please, Wrath, you can make that with advantage because you do see it coming.
Please be
Wait,
good.
who makes it with advantage?
Wrath.
Okay.
Barbarian stuff.
Dexterity saving throw.
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty good.
13.
I rolled the same.
Also, like the character art for me is like not showing in my character sheet.
That's
Weird.
Okay.
Temporary
So, Wrath, you're the only one that fails.
He's still technically raging, though.
He is raging.
Just this turn.
Those who succeeded take 14 points of fire damage. I rolled really freaking low. That was awful. And Wrath, you take 14 points of damage. So everyone takes 14 points of damage.
Cool.
You guys want to know how much health I have left?
0?
4. I'm good. Josh,
You
thanks for
then,
rolling.
as the flames subside, you see just a crater where the corpse used to be.
Wait, are we all standing still?
No,
Like no one got knocked out?
no one got knocked down.
Also, castle disappeared. We'll have to.
Yep.
Wow, that's actually surprising.
I'm just a solid red like mass. It's hard to really tell what's going on. It's all just beard hair and blood, and it's messy.
Hmm.
It's messy. I'm doing great. Don't worry about
Here's
it.
a question: was your armor clean before this fight? Was it
Yeah, probably.
like not untouched? I would say, or like
Most likely.
most
Yeah.
likely. Got it. Okay, cool, great. First real combat. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Sort of.
With this
sort
gear.
of.
Breaking into
With
gear.
this- yeah. Did a lot of bureaucracy before, so
Right. It's been a while since you've had a fireball to the face.
yeah.
Okay, well, we'll wait to see if Michael's okay.
Well, the health that I
Um,
got from Daphne dying mostly
Computer shut off without
canceled
reason.
out.
That's rough.
Oof. Well, while that's happening, Josh, for the Mantle of Shadows, what happens is I, as an action, instantly become them.
Okay.
And I immediately know any information that they would freely share with casual acquaintances. General details about their background and life, not secrets. I can pass myself off as a person by drawing on its memories, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
So
now
I
look
know
like
let's tell the Thrycreen, that kind of stuff.
What would Navni casually tell someone?
well. Before anything else happens, you would know that the entirety of the Thrycreen has been under his magical control for a while now, several years.
Willful or
No.
enslaved?
Enslaved.
Okay.
Um,
I'm just
I'm
gonna.
back.
I'm gonna turn off the disguise.
you would also know that he's been wanting other pets,
Stronger pets.
non-bug,
pets, perhaps?
non-bug pets.
Yeah.
Bug bear?
Bugbears.
And that's
Bugbears.
about the gist of it. He, druid, middle of nowhere,
Little
doesn't really
loco.
have any. Yeah. All right. The next thing that happens is after the explosion, you start to hear the sound of shifting stone and dirt as parts of the tunnel start to collapse. I will say as the tunnel starts to collapse and everything starts to go up in dust, what do you guys do?
Run? Run? Can we run? I'm gonna have a hard time, but I think we can run.
I'll pick
Yeah.
up Charles and run.
Oh yeah. What happened?
If we just
I'm
teleport
curious.
out? Can we
Does
just
fly-
teleport out?
What was that, Michael?
Does fly give 60 feet?
Fly gives 60 or 90.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you're currently
Yeah.
concentrating on fly on Wrath still.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh.
true.
So Wrath can fly.
Okay, you
And
And he's giant.
I have one.
You
I
can
have
carry
a-
us, fly away.
Yeah, I know. It's like he can just
It's not
carry
the
us.
arm. You
Yeah, I
just
can just carry all of you guys.
Actually, I was about to
It-
say because sorry to interrupt, but I think Wrath actually has like the build ability, which makes him count as one size larger for carrying things. So
yeah. And he's
Yes.
got the extra arm length. He's got the size, the flight.
I think he could like
He could
Uncle
carry.
never needed to carry people as an eagle. We just needed to enlarge Wrath and give him fly.
So, are you guys running?
No, I think we should fly personally.
I mean, you guys attempting to flee out the tunnels?
If it's, I mean, does it sound like it's collapsing from far away, or is it like
It's right, like
it's
this,
coming down on top
this
of
whole section
Oh.
down here, down on the bottom right, is starting to completely cave in right now. What are you guys doing?
Charles's
Okay, I'm
mind
gonna
right
say-
now is the YouTube video of Yoda rocking and rolling the like.
rocking,
I'm gonna say to Castle.
rolling?
I'm gonna say to Castle. Castle, do you have enough charges in that cloak to teleport us out?
No, I don't think so.
I believe
Oh
you
no,
do.
wait, no, I do. I have 10 out of 10. I do. We can all just like poof, gone.
Okay. You rushing over and casting teleport?
Close to us.
Yeah,
You get all of us?
I vote in favor.
yeah, you can
of
carry up to 9
teleporting.
people.
I need. Excuse me. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as one of the rocks is now starting to. One of the boulders from above is starting to come towards you.
Me?
Who all?
Yes, you, Castle.
Oh, okay. Dexterity saving throw, you said?
Yep.
So, dex save. Save?
Save.
Sweet. +4.
Nice.
Does
Cool.
19 do it?
You manage to just get out of the way, rush over, and you take your cloak, the cloak of the traveled. You fling it over everybody, and just as all of the rest of the tunnel starts to collapse on top of the Thrycreen hive, you.
No, if they can see us at the exact last second, are they like within eyesight?
There's so much dust and rubble. You maybe one of them.
I'm gonna shout as loud as I can. You're welcome.
Wait,
Fair enough.
is Wrath big because of an enlarged spell?
Yeah. Risa is.
Enlarging him. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Who? I take it Charles blaming me.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
It was
So,
a very interesting scene.
Where would you attempt to teleport?
Back to Brass Village, Brass family village, wherever we were from. Like we were hanging out in the bugbear establishment.
All right. With the teleport spell, I am going to need you, Castle, to roll a d100 for me.
Oh, great.
Well, yeah.
Technically, you're very familiar with it. You've been there several times, a couple of times. So,
88.
You guys are fine.
All right, I need to add all of these jars of dirt that I've been collecting to Castle's inventory for teleporting. Because you just need a jar of dirt with a label on it from the place, and you can teleport there without fail.
Nice. Well, I do have a bag of holding, so I'll put it in my assorted column.
As you vanish and then reappear, you find yourselves on the ground with a plume of dust around you.
Yes, some of the dirt came through.
And you look up to see Flight and Gravemaker standing above you, weapons raised. You are, as your sight starts to focus in, you see that you guys are in the tent. You're in the main clan Brozak tent.
I'm just gonna blank a couple of times and just a spew of blood's gonna.
And then
You hear a
Wrath
couple
is
of-
just like
Risa,
crying.
you can let that spell go. As
You you spew the blood, and a couple of the bugbear warriors go, "Hey, yeah!"
Go lay down.
How many temp points do you get for that inspiration right there?
Nothing.
You hear as your ears start to what's the word?
Adjust.
Adjust. As your senses start to adjust to where you are, you hear Gravemaker go. Where? What?
That's what I'm saying.
Who are you?
Okay, quick introduction. This is Frank
Uh,
Smith. He is stepping in for Donko temporarily.
Fair
What
enough.
he
And only
Charles
partially,
takes
I admit
one
that.
whiff of the air and starts gagging.
Oh, next.
Hey,
He,
hey.
he was hit with a spell that basically made him an idiot for a while.
Honestly, I think all spellcasters are idiots. Yeah, he gets
I'm
it.
going to ignore that.
No, no, I beg to differ. When combined with a little bit of ingenuity, magic is just simply an energy source.
But
No, they're a bunch of idiots. All right.
So basically, what happened was we found the worm, WYRM, I believe, who was in charge of the bug people.
You hear Flight off to the side. I freaking knew it.
Yeah. So basically, he was a druid. He could turn into a amethyst dragon temporarily.
I wouldn't fight.
Yeah, but Charles dispelled that, and as a reward, Charles got hit with a. Would Chance know what spell it was?
It's in the Warlock spell slot list, so I think it would. Well, is it? Let me double check. Actually,
I don't know if it is.
we've
I
seen
don't
it
know
before, though. You were hit with it before.
Was he?
Yeah.
was it?
Oh, well then, yeah, you definitely.
And also,
know.
it is on the Warlock spell list.
Like the level 8.
Oh, you're intimately familiar with this point, then. Yeah.
Anyway, he was hit by a idiot making spell.
Charles is currently chewing on his coin he uses to cast Detect Thoughts.
Anyway, we were able to kill the druid who was leading the bug people. And the cave started to collapse around us as the bug people were starting to swarm towards us. So we just teleported back here.
Could be bad.
Well,
he was either keeping them contained or he was making them aggressive. We'll find out in a couple days.
Question: did the teleport by chance happen to bring his body that is split in half? Yeah, I didn't think it would. If
Well,
Charles
from
was
what I heard,
sapient,
the
he would have
blood.
said, "Wrath, grab his
Reduced
body."
ashes.
Oh, it
Didn't the
would be
body
reduced
just
to
disappear
acid.
in
You're
the-
right. Never mind.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's my.
Oh, that reminds me. Chance is gonna put his swords away, turn around, and pull the staff away from Charles.
Charles is too
We
busy chewing on his coin to notice.
okay.
In fact, he's
You now
probably
have the
dropped
staff
it
of
at this
magic.
point.
Well, all right. That's if you weren't with my son, I would probably call you all liars and kill you on the spot. But
It'd be very easy at this point.
It would be dead too. So
it would be very easy at any point, to be honest.
Hey. We have lived through some pretty dire things.
But hey, you lived.
I have not lived through dire things.
I'm pretty sure you lived for a long time during some pretty bad times.
I'm not Donko anymore. I'm Frank.
Oh, okay.
Frank Smith.
Frank Smith. Father was a smith. His father was a smith. None of us can smith.
Wait, what happened to Donko?
Were you here for the recap?
No, I was, but like,
Donko chose because this is like a thing he didn't really feel like he needed to be involved in because we've killed dragons. Like whatever, you know?
Yeah.
You went off with Waylon to find the other Robodonkos for a little while until it's time to catch up again.
Oh,
And
okay.
Trask
Oh, that's
sent
good
Frank
point.
Smith to fill the party slot, and forgot to send healing potions with him to replace the healer. So
Flash forward to Charles realizing mid-fight, we don't have a healer anymore.
flashback, Trask sitting there looking at a crate of healing potions.
Wait,
He didn't.
I have 2 really impressive healing spells.
Do you?
Yeah, I have one. I have a 3rd level spell called Aura of Vitality, and as a bonus action, every turn for like 10 turns, I can like cast like
Healing
3rd
word.
level Cure Wounds on somebody.
That's true.
But is it concentration? Because you were focusing on fly. Um,
Yeah, well, normally I don't use fly in combat.
that's fair.
That's the thing. I was prioritizing having our barbarian actually be able to deal the damage he needs to.
And I made it out. It's fine. I'm alive.
Oh yeah, Wrath is
That's
still big right now. Huh?
No, Risa dispelled it or dropped concentration.
Yeah, no, yeah, Risa got rid of that.
so you you explain what happened to Gravemaker and to the rest of the people there, and you guys are given food. You basically left like yesterday to go on like a 5-day journey, and then you just got back. So they're all kind of a little dumbfounded.
Charles is like somewhere the real Charles in the back of the mind locked in a cage is just like we didn't bring proof for the council.
So what would you guys like to do as you are, I'll say, sitting around a table with Gravemaker and Flight
Flight,
eating?
our Charles is dumb. Can you do anything about that?
No, I don't.
This would be a very different kind of community if they could.
Okay.
Does Frank say that?
Here.
No. I'm not gonna piss off a room of barbarians.
Frank's
Here,
snarky, not
I'm
suicidal.
gonna actually try something.
What you got?
I am going to use a flash of genius through my Ioun Stone with an arcane jolt and use a little bit of shock treatment on his brain.
Okay.
Artificial improvise. I get it.
How does that work? What do you how does that look?
Famous last
So,
words.
Because of the fact that I am naturally of high intellect and I haven't this floating Ioun Stone that's around me, I'm going
The brain's just like
to like try and charge it up with like mental energy and shoot it at him, and then like imbue an arcane shock on top of it, like as if I was like shooting at him, but like shooting at him, and it will do a little damage, but hopefully it will jumpstart his brain.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay.
just imagining that scene from like the first Spider-Man movies where it's doing like the zoom in of his brain's DNA, and some parts are getting stronger, and other parts are just wilting.
Castle, go ahead and make an attack roll for me. Just add your intelligence modifier to it.
If this works,
All right,
so
and then I get a +1, unfortunately, so I'll add 6 to it. So 22.
2. Okay.
that does hit.
That hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
I believe it's 2d6s,
I
unfortunately.
believe so. Yep.
What's your HP at right now, Char?
Really high, actually. I barely was
Okay.
touched during the fight, besides that last fireball. Yeah, I'm sitting at a pretty 62 right now.
Well, now you're sitting at a pretty
Yeah.
8 less than that.
Yeah. -8.
Yeah.
You
54.
you shock You shock Charles. Charles, you feel this pain, and you're conflicted. Someone you thought was a friend is hurting you. I'll let you ruminate on
Oh,
that while I
yes.
go let my wife out. I'll be right back.
Charles is now making 1,000 calculations at once, and none of them are correct.
Incoming broadcast. It says, please stop.
Oh, please stop.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. If anything, Charles will stand behind Wrath and hiss at him.
What are we gonna do?
Call Donko. We
There's
can call
nobody
him.
close.
I gave you guys a Donko phone. I gave each and every one of you a Donko phone, just in case something like this happened.
We're the one man who's supposed to be the infinite line of communication.
Suddenly, no longer you sending.
Well, Wrath's not gonna remember the stone, so hopefully somebody else will.
Hey, I'm trying to give him some mental energy here.
The
Chan-
smart
Chan-
one's trying to kill me.
Good guy.
Time to put him out of his misery.
Chance is probably going to be the
Well,
one.
actually,
who-
I'm really tempted. My next thought is I might use the psionic gun because it directly attacks.
You know, I may
Ion,
have one
right?
intellect, but I still have my thought shield, and that
Well,
psychic
no,
damage
that's an
will
interesting
deflect right back at you.
If we kill Charles and then resurrect him, will he still be feeble-minded?
That's actually a genuinely good question. I don't want to. I don't.
What does feeble-mind say anything about going unconscious? Because
Oh, I'm sure it does. I mean, it's like a status effect that like permanesces.
feeble.
Okay,
Easy
question. If a curse.
remove feeble mind.
What do you say about a curse?
Well, so like, is what he got hit with? Did he get cursed essentially?
No, I wouldn't classify it as a curse.
Yeah, it is a status ailment of the kind that only greater restoration, I think, can cure.
Or heal or
Wait.
wish.
Oh, heal and
Dude, I could learn less restoration. Can I get greater restoration? No, I cannot.
oh no.
What does this do?
Let's look at the text of feeble mind because
Yeah.
if it specifies the spell can also be ended by greater restoration, heal, or wish.
Right, where does it say that? Oh, at the bottom, right there.
Duration instantaneous. Okay, since it's instantaneous, it cannot be dispelled by dispel magic.
No, and you can only do your
No.
save in another 30 days.
Exactly. So
Okay,
Okay.
sorry about that.
We were just ruminating on whether or not killing Charles and then bringing him back would get rid of it, but it doesn't seem like it.
How would you bring him back?
Yeah. Just like a regular healing word or something. I don't know.
knocking him out, you mean?
So Charles,
Yeah.
somebody you thought was an ally just hurt you.
He's just gonna hiss and hide behind Wrath. Brave Sir Charles. He bravely hid behind his bigger friends.
I'm just going to say the
Sorry,
cast
sorry,
will-
sorry.
No more shocking him. I'm just going to step out and call Donko.
Sorry,
Okay.
I know. I thought it was just his luck.
All right. You walk out to the tent. It is about midday. You can see a ton of people around, various backgrounds and flying various banners. You pull out the stone that Donko gave you, and go ahead and make an Arcana check real quick to see if you can figure out how to use it.
Okay. Arcana check. 15 total.
Perfect. This is a little bit different than a normal sending stone. normal sending stones, you can cast sending with it once or twice, however, depending on the level of enchantment is, per day, and just have a kind of a small conversation. This allows you to actually communicate with him in full.
Oh,
However, when
conceal.
you activate it, it will disintegrate and go away.
I like that. Nice. Cool.
So you guys have 2, 3, 4, basically 5 times of communicating with Donko before, Charles has to do sending.
So I can
For
have
the
a
next
full
time when Charles
conversation
gets
for.
feeble-minded.
Yeah. Yes, you can have a full conversation with him. Just all you have to do is crush it in your hand, and then so you're assuming that's how it's activated.
Okay, I'm going to do that in order to talk with Danko.
Okay. You press down with your thumb, and the rock, the stone, red, almost like a red ruby, just crumbles in your hands into dust. All of a sudden, you can see an ethereal form of Donko in front of you. Donko, you can all of a sudden see an ethereal form of Chance.
Didn't you say you
So,
just
wait,
keep reading
did
in
you
the
hack
library?
Oh, already.
Yeah. So 2 things. First, we killed a druid who was in charge of the bug people.
Oh, that makes
And
druids are very powerful. And
yeah, this was one of the more shape-changing variety.
that's a cool one. So he's
Yeah.
dead, and though he's dead, he's gone, dead and
Yeah.
gone.
Dead, and his body or armor or something exploded, and the cave started collapsing.
Druids and
The
explosions.
second thing,
Really.
during the battle, he hit Charles with a spell that made him very feeble-minded,
Oof.
and I don't think we currently have a way of changing that without just waiting for time to pass or something.
Wait, did Trash not send you guys any like potions or anything? Trash. He's not in. I'll talk to him later. Go to the tree over by the. I assume I would know where a big tree is in the area because I scouted.
We
I'll send
ended
you
up back
another-
at the Bloodletter village.
Oh, can I not see his? Can I just see him or his environment?
Just him.
Oh, okay. So, Bloodletters.
I just need to look for a tree.
In the Bloodletter community area that I saw in my scouting.
There were a couple, yeah.
Okay.
I thought
I'm
we
gonna
were
give him-
near a tree when we plane shifted there for the first time, but I might be wrong.
That was kind of up on one of the ridges outside of town.
I mean, even if it's outside of town, it's closer than.
Yeah, any tree. I'm gonna give him really like cryptic and overly specific directions that lead around the town based on how Albert saw the town. Because just meet me at that tree. I'll be there in about 5. Let's say 5 minutes.
1, 5.
Okay. So meets at the tree in 5 minutes.
That specific tree, or else I won't know where you are.
Oh, do I need to bring Charles with me?
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's the yeah. Bring Charles.
Okay.
Can I cast Greater Restoration instantly? Is the question.
I believe you can. It's a action, I believe.
Where even is it? Greater Restoration, 5th level. Touch, 1 action. Yep. Not concentration, so I have to worry about my tree thing.
Right, you just need to have the diamond dust worth. Oh, you do have the required component, right?
Yeah, I carry a large stock of these things, so.
By the way, Castle can prepare Revivify, so we should probably have some of those on hand.
Mhm.
Maybe.
Best to tell me that when I get there.
Okay. All right, I can just tell you the whole story. We can just tell you the whole story another time, right?
I mean, so long as you have one of the stones, yeah. Looks like it works.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, for this particular stone, it's that's not. Actually, I'm gonna keep the dust.
Okay.
So while they're on their way, the 5 minutes, I'm gonna try and find Trask really quick and like, hey Trask, are you gonna send them any potions? Do you have any potions to send them, etc.
It takes Trask a little bit longer than the 5 minutes to gather some stuff like that. But I'll say, he'll send 4 potions of greater healing.
Ooh,
Perfect.
Yeah. So you guys, Chance, you go and get Charles. Charles, do you go? Do you go willingly?
away from castle, sure.
No more electricity.
Yeah. You follow Chance. Chance, you lead him to the appropriate tree.
I want to know that Frank follows because it looks interesting, and
Okay.
not because I want to do an instance where I voice 2 characters at the same time. Why would I?
Yeah, why would you do that? That's just
Why would I? It's not anything that I would do.
a weirdo. Uh, you find the tree, and well past 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 minutes of waiting, finally the tree opens up.
I'm just
And-
gonna lean through it, place the crate, boop Charles on the nose, boop. Okay, bye guys. Bye Dongo. Bye Frank.
6 seconds? Yeah, you could probably do that.
Yeah, right.
Let me double check here.
What did you say? You brought a crate with the potions in it?
Yeah. And I just place it on the
Okay.
ground.
Okay. Charles, all of a sudden, you see. You come back to full cognitive consciousness as Donko is moving his finger back away from you. Wave says bye and then books it through a tree again.
Don't go any. Okay.
We're gonna open it again. Step out. Sorry guys. Wait, what? It doesn't last very long, so I'll have to just
It lasts 6 seconds, just so
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, no, I think I have enough castings to do it.
It's a 6th level spell. Or no, it's a 5th level. Nope, it's a 6th level spell.
The 5th level's this tree, so no, I can't do it again. I'm already gone.
You are gone.
We can cast sending now. So.
I can.
Okay, Charles. What is 2 times 503?
I was never good at math. Could you ask me something about history, or maybe give a summary about the Third War of? Can't even
Sounds
think
like-
of fake
That's
history.
good,
thing to think of.
good enough response for me. Sounds like you're back.
1,000 something. I know that much.
Quick, think fast. I'm gonna throw a rock at him where he can't see from me.
Make an attack roll.
Throwing a rock would be Dex, I assume.
No,
Alright.
the strength.
But isn't it a ranged weapon?
Okay, make it with disadvantage because you're right next to him.
Oh, fair.
An 8 will not hit.
That's a saving throw. Oh well, it doesn't matter. They're
Yeah.
both really low.
Charles, a rock just goes right in front of your face.
You just throw a rock at me.
What?
I'm talking in complete sentences right now, and you're trying to test my intelligence by throwing a rock at my reflexes. I can't believe.
Okay. So what do you remember?
You know, the way that Feeble Mind works, I feel like I should just remember everything. My mind was just like a fog.
Yeah. It's a little foggy, but
I don't
you do
understand
really-
languages. It was probably just like I remember seeing people and seeing them mumble at me.
Yeah, very
Charlie
very
Brown
Charlie
parents.
Brown-esque. Yeah.
Like, I remember the cave collapsing, and then we were here. I am assuming because of a teleportation spell. I wasn't very cognizant to tell of what kind. We appeared in front of Wrath's dad, and brother, and
Yeah. It sounded like if it wasn't for Wrath being there, he would have called us liars.
gosh, I have a taste of copper in my mouth.
Oh yeah, you were chewing on your coin when I took the staff away.
Yep, I remember that now.
Speaking
Have my
of
staff,
which,
please, by the way.
you're sure you won't break it against anything?
No, I'm sure I will not break it against anything.
Okay, Chance will hand the staff back.
Jeez.
Hey, you tried hitting a fire elemental with it during the battle.
It's a magical weapon. It'll be fine. I'd only take the damage. What else was I supposed to do? Not hit it?
So
Alright.
Oh. Quick question. Like, back during the battle when Frank basically took on Daphne's appearance or whatever, did the rest of us notice that?
oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
I would say
What
Charles
happened-
saw it, but he didn't really understand it.
It was very. I mean, if you look at the chain of events, it was very fast. So action, took it, understood, bonus action, removed it, explosion.
Yeah, it was very quick, but you did. I'll say, yeah, you guys noticed
Chance
it.
would see it. Charles
Yeah.
was feeble-minded and was too focused on the explosion.
Okay. Chance is gonna. It's just a. Wait, Frank did come with, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, you know what? That's probably a conversation for later. Let's head back to the others, make sure they're not being. I don't know.
That reminds me, I need to check on this thing.
Probably drinking with
Charles,
Dad or something.
as he's walking, as we're walking back, will take out his book, cast Sending at Donko, and say, "Donko, you couldn't have sent us like another druid or a healer or anything."
Chance is gonna pick up the crate.
Was the guy?
Because you are our only healer. You know this, right? Our only effective healer. I mean, we have Castle.
This guy's
but
like a bard.
when's
He has
the last
healing
ti-
spells,
When's
right?
the last time that Castle cast a healing spell? I can't remember that.
Bards have healing, don't they? Did
I
he
don't
not
know, do
bring
they?
a healing?
I'm not a bard. Whatever.
About this time, you guys make it back to the tent. You see,
The last I cast it was in a crypt, and we were fighting one of my friends.
It's true, yeah.
Alright, fair.
Castle Wrath. What Wrath? You said you were drinking with your dad.
All right. Proof.
Josh, specific question about my particular ability. I'm gonna DM it to you.
Sure.
How are we gonna prove we took care of this problem? To a council that would love to see a head, or at least, a body split in two. Unfortunately, that body exploded. So, there's not that.
Well,
No, I guess it would be a hard case to make that, oh yes, this little kobold was controlling an entire army of... They'd want to see a big head of, like, a purple of a dragon or something.
well, this.
Almost dangerous to bring that
What's?
stuff up.
Hmm.
I don't know. It probably would. I guess the theory is wondering if the bugs are like of a sound mind again, and we could like bring a few of them in as testimonials or something. But I don't know if that would even work.
We don't even know if they'll like friendly with us. I mean, we didn't kill them with our little illusion prank, so they might like that.
Yeah, but what if the worm was like keeping them sedated and like letting them
Yeah.
raid was like
I don't know. If they were
letting them out of bed.
Ah,
We'll have to go back, honestly, and check. The teleport was good, and I could probably, well, I don't know.
you know what? He had other pets, didn't he? We could have. But the cave was collapsing around us, so
And he
probably
didn't drop any loot that I saw that wasn't, evaporated.
We should probably just go, like, we'll need to go back, probably. I mean, since I've seen the place, I guess I could attempt to double plane shift there. It doesn't really have a name. That's the difficult part. I mean, I could say the
I mean, it works as long as
worms.
you're familiar with the place, right?
Yeah,
It's a little tricky with the plane
it's
shift.
very specific when it comes. Like, it has to be a known place, I feel. Like, the
Well,
Bloodwell's a
what if we
known populated place.
what if we go back to the town that we were in before we went to the hive then?
We could do that. That's true, actually. I could double plane shift to. What was the name of that
Hold up.
town?
You're losing me. Double play. Anyone just teleport again?
Yeah, I can't do that for another while. He has to charge up.
Oh.
Fortunately, this stick allows me to do some weird shenanigans.
It's a cool stick.
Yeah, you can plane shift. Well, if you plane shift twice, you can basically treat it like a jury-rigged teleport.
That makes sense. Makes sense, yeah.
More expensive, of course, but
Wait, plane shift doesn't cost anything, does it? It just needs a tuning fork.
that's the thing. The
staff.
staff doesn't even require a tuning fork. Is the fun part.
That's a little broken.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Let's read plane shift real quick. Circle teleported to a different plane of existence. You specify a target destination in general terms, such as the city of brass, elemental plane of fire, or a place in dissipator, and appear in or near that destination.
Okay, so you can just describe it as a place.
I
and
could.
It should.
I mean, like, I guess it has like a mental.
Yeah,
aspect.
and we'd arrive at least
So,
near.
looking at previous notes, we actually did do a double plane shift to get to Blind Summit within the Bloody Plains.
Oh, we did. Oh, then we'll just do that again. Yeah, because we need evidence if we're gonna woo the council.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
even if we
probably need
his
to
body,
rest too before we do that.
But even if we have
even
his
if
body,
even if we have his body, how are we going to convince all of these like barbarians and stuff that this was the thing causing the trouble? They wouldn't believe us, I don't think.
We
And
could
then
chat.
if we tried to blame it on magic, then they'd be like, "Oh, you guys are dumb." I don't know.
Get this magic out of here.
I feel like the best way to do this is to show them the head of some beast like a dragon or something and say, "Huzzah."
That's what I was thinking. Like,
That's a great idea.
we need the head of a dragon.
Probably make one.
Charles,
I mean, they wouldn't be so
you
far.
make the head of a dragon?
They've probably heard of magic before. We just
Yeah,
have
but
to
we're
have,
also
like,
using magic, and like magic is bad, and they don't want to help magic people. I get the thought process. Yeah.
Yeah, it would like give us bad rep.
Yeah.
But can't you
What
just
if-
do like Major Illusion or something and make a dragon head?
What if we go and chat up these bug
That would be a
boys?
big
Not the bugbear boys here, but the bug boys we were fighting before. And we like, hey, let's set up like a treaty.
I think that might be the best option because I can't. I could certainly try to bluff and lie my way into saying, "Hey, here's a dragon head. You can't touch it. Please don't touch it."
Relatable.
But I'd rather not lie. I'd rather do something more direct. And I feel like having some of those bug people peacefully come in and say, we're not going to attack you anymore is pretty dead set evidence.
Yeah, and it shows your diplomacy skills. So,
As much as they might care for diplomacy here, who knows? Maybe they care, maybe the other clans care for diplomacy a bit more than us. But
I mean, if they run a council, like they at least have to function on some form of diplomacy,
true.
and/or violent dictatorship. I don't know. This is my first day here.
At that, you hear, what's his bucket? Gravemaker starts to kind of chuckle. Yeah, diplomacy, that's what it's called.
Yeah. What do you think, Gravemaker? We don't really have evidence, but we have some options to get evidence. How much
prefer the
how much
direct
would a
approach.
very epic yarn get me?
Depends on how convincing that yarn. What is
Story.
and you, story? Oh, I guess depending on how convincing the story is. Now, most of them won't just believe the word of one or a group. Most of them are very. They have to see it in order to believe it to be true.
Mm.
But you think one of those two options of a giant monster head or diplomacy that'll be
Well,
they'll
I
like
would.
that?
He said word wouldn't be great.
Well, I mean, if one of those bugs were to walk in to camp or to the town, the city, and somehow talk and say, hey, I'm not going to attack, we're not going to attack, I guess it'll be fairly convincing.
Hey, what you guys are like? Forgive me if I'm wrong. But you guys are like looking for an army, right? Like that's the reason you guys came to the plains.
Yeah, kind of.
So hear me out. One army's great. Two armies. An
I mean,
alliance. Bug soldiers.
I mean, if I don't know how difficult. I don't know what the culture is. I mean, we're gonna have to go back and say, hey, you're welcome for freeing you. Sorry if that resulted in your entire home collapsing, if that was your home, even. We'll have to even see if they're alive. We heard them screaming in the cave as it was collapsing, right? I don't know if that was good or bad. We're
I mean,
gonna.
I know I was, so I didn't hear.
I mean, I heard screaming something. I don't know. Maybe it was me who was screaming. I was. um, but yeah, either way, we're gonna have to go back. So, might as well do
So
that
let's
now.
rest. What about resting up first in case?
Yeah, I need just like a 30-minute nap. Like just my bones ache.
Yeah, let's take a quick short rest, shall we?
Oh, I forgot the
And
whole part.
I suppose let's hope they're not swarming Blind Summit as we speak.
Hopefully, yeah. We'll check on that, shall we?
As you guys are taking your rest, you guys can roll whatever hit dice you need. Warlocks get their warlock spell slots back.
That's right.
Wrath, your dad comes up to you. He goes, "Son, may I have a private word with you?" And he kind of leads you into a back chamber. So,
I'm gonna try and listen in very subtly.
go and make a stealth check.
I don't think I have anything that'll give me advantages.
And then go ahead and make a perception check to see if you can actually listen in.
Come on. Yeah.
Wow.
May I have Wrath and Frank, join me in whispers, please.
Oh man. Okay. Flip. Conspiring against us.
Yeah, okay. I'm above 60. More. Just for good luck.
You might as well use all the hit. Well, we I don't know how many more if we're gonna go into any more combat, but we might.
Today. Because you get your hit dice back at the end of the day, right?
You don't get all of them. You get half of your total.
Okay. That's good. Yep, rest.
So right now I have
Yes,
8 out of
definitely.
12, so I'm gonna gain 6, so I'll be back to full at the end of the day.
I just need to
I've
keep
got
starting.
4 out of 12, so I won't be at full, but I mean, I healed almost like 80-90% of my health up, so
Yeah, you'll be at 10 of 12 this next long rest, which is still a lot.
yeah.
What were you gonna say, by the way, Chance? Or...
Uh, just commenting on how my tactics were during the battle.
Yeah. Melee combat's rough.
Gotta pick 6 it.
I mean, for one thing, I forgot to do Hexblade's Curse before one of the Eldritch Blasts. When I was finally in range to put the Hexblade's Curse on.
Yeah.
And then out of character, I'm divided. No, scratch that. I don't know. At one point, I was divided on whether to keep going Warlock or go Hex Paladin with
Ooh.
Chance.
Be cool.
Yeah. And I've decided like 2 or 3 different times now that I would just keep going full Hexblade.
Charles is. I've debated once or twice taking some levels in Bard.
It's nice.
I
It's cool.
I like being the silly historian.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades on Bard. I think that's just level 2.
Yeah. And like I've been told, like, to go more with what I want to have happen for Chance rather than go with like what his role in the party is. But at the same time, after this last battle, like, where's the healing?
I know with Charles, I've fully settled it with you, and now even with Frank, I've fully settled into my utility caster role, where I'm basically just like I'm gonna grab all the rituals that are like nice utilities, help us to get past puzzles or whatever, or social challenges, whatever arises. Wrath just rolled a perception check. So I'm assuming that was to see if Frank is listening. And a 7 probably is way too awful.
We can only guess what it was for.
Yeah, alright.
Spaghetti.
We'll have to see.
What happened to that shadow spawn? Probably got dismissed by now, huh?
Yeah, probably.
Shadows. You've been spurned.
Who was it that someone did? I forgot.
I think it was Frank.
That makes sense.
It's in the ice is a long time when there's hostels on them. You are like cinnamon. You are my enemy.
Would we be allowed to discuss like which 7th level spells we would get?
Yeah. I think so.
I don't see anything in the rulebook against that.
So for warlocks, because my 6th level is obviously mass suggestion,
Right.
and I use that very often. Let's see what 7th levels I have available to me. We don't have a lot, by the looks of it.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
Force Cage.
Force Cage
Look
is
at
banned
that.
at this table. Sorry.
Wait, Force Cage is banned?
No, it's not.
Wait, since when?
It's just overpowered and
It is extremely overpowered. Oh, but also, well, weird. It says it costs ruby dust worth 1,500 gold pieces, but it doesn't say it consumes it, which is funky.
I might actually have that.
Donko might.
Yeah, I have. Well, yeah, good point. Check. Do I have?
it
I
doesn't
do.
say it's a druid spell.
No, I meant the ruby dust.
Oh.
Yeah.
Chet, you betcha.
So
No, I have cheap ruby dust, 50 gold pieces.
you all rest for a bit, and upon Gravemaker and Wrath returning to the high table, you guys are prepared and ready for whatever lies ahead. What do you do?
All right, so we ready to go? We all good? Because I'm ready to warp us on over there.
Oh, good.
Right, let's do it.
Let's roll.
Gundabag.
With the 2 plane shifts, you're able to easily. The first one takes you, Frank, for the first time, to a high mountain cliff overlooking a deep forest with snow-capped peaks on either side, and even some of the tops of even the taller trees, these huge pines topped with just a little bit of snow. And then as quickly as you're there, he casts it again, and you find yourselves, where exactly are you asking the spell to take you, Charles?
Exactly where we went last time, which was the town in the Bloody Plains on the continent of
The Blind Summit.
Blind Summit in the Bloody Plains on the
Yeah.
continent of Okoria.
Oh, yep,
Yes.
you got it.
I'm so afraid to get
Max!
it wrong.
Max, you remembered.
I'm trying. I'm really trying, Josh.
I just want to say, like, a single tear rolls down the side of my cheek. That was beautiful.
And very quickly you find yourself in the same dusty town. Except this time there's no potential hanging going on. You see people happy running around. You see kids playing. You see everybody has. It's been a day, but everybody has like full canteens and pitchers and cups of water from the enchanted faucet that Chance gave the town.
All right. We're just gonna walk on through.
Okay.
Maybe do a few.
Not that one. Played the wrong song.
We're just
There
gonna
we
walk on
go.
through. It's like, all right, guys, let's just double check that everything is good now and nothing is bad. With the bugs, that is. This town seems pretty fine.
After a couple of hours of hiking back, something you did literally this morning, the afternoon continues. The sun starts to set in the west, and the shadows get to start to grow long. You easily find your way back towards the steppe, and then you head southwest, and follow the steppe to where you know the hive is. As you get closer, what do you guys want to do? What are you looking for? What's the plan?
I'm gonna have my swords out just in case, and I want to look out for bugs, and I'm gonna mention again to the others, if the hive isn't to collapse, maybe we could try looking for survivors, the other pets, or
Yeah, I'll
what,
keep
whoever
looking
they are.
too with my eagle eyes.
Basically, like the same formation that they had before. I'm gonna definitely keep that like where they were. And if nobody's there, we're just gonna keep following the path that they took us and keep our eyes out.
Okay. Raph, go ahead and make a perception check as you start to approach that corner of the steppe.
With or without advantage?
With advantage because of your eagle vision, whatever. 18. You do not see the figures on the bluff as you did before.
Well, they're not there this time.
I mean, how convincing is a very large pile of insect bodies? I feel like that'd be pretty convincing. If they're
If
all,
we,
I mean, if
unfortunate.
diplomacy doesn't work, yeah, big pile of bodies.
No,
That's...
no, not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if they all died in the cave collapse.
Oh, yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah. I wasn't...
Oh yeah.
I didn't mean to like, just kill them. No.
Weren't you the one who said 2 armies is better than 1?
Well, sometimes violence gets out of hand, and
Alright. Anyway, let's keep our eyes out. Charles will keep going.
Okay.
Charles is leading, which he doesn't do very often.
You climb your way up to the bluff where you had encountered the Thrycreen before. You round the corner, and you do now see where they all went, where all the Thrycreen went. There is about a dozen of them running around in this small little valley that's made by the cliffs themselves. And as you look up, you notice each of the holes that were there previously are now collapsed, and a huge a rock slide has taken that entire section of the cliff.
yikes. We were
Are the
almost-
bugs like frantically trying to dig stuff up? Are they okay?
They're digging. There's a couple that are run over to one side, start digging, and run over to the other side, start digging. There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to their movements, their actions. They seem to be just in a panicked mess.
Are they aggressive towards us as we're relatively close?
At the moment,
oh, I don't like that word.
let's see if they see you. They do not see you at the moment.
All right. All right, gang. Kill them with kindness. Maybe help them dig a bit. What do y'all think? If they'll let us, I don't know if they will, but like if they were intelligent enough to tell us to wait, our master wants to talk to you. Perhaps they'd be intelligent enough to not attack us if we tried to help them dig.
Well, I hope they attack us, but okay.
I know. I know. So Charles
Oh,
will.
this is in my blood, so
Yep.
pull a
Thankfully,
shovel
I
out of
have
my
a
bag.
really, really good shovel right here, and I'll take the stick and I'll tap it and cast telekinesis. And once
Now
Charles
that's
is,
just cheating.
if they don't notice me, so like, I know, because let's see, how far is the range of telekinesis? 60 feet. So if they don't notice me when I'm within 60 feet of a huge boulder, I'll kind of like try to sneak up behind them essentially and try to magically lift the boulder and like move it aside and see like
Okay.
basically to establish our presence and also to say that we're here to help and not fight.
Okay. They don't notice you, and as you get closer and closer, they are digging kind of around this one area. It's hard to tell, but it might have been the section where you guys had entered in previously. But with the entire cliff face just collapsed, it's really hard to tell. The whole topography has changed. You look over at one of these massive sections of earth and stone, and using telekinesis, you
I can
lift
lift
it.
up to 1,000 pounds.
Okay. You lift it and move it over, way away from everyone else, and drop it. You can hear the thud of half a ton dropping to the ground. There is no recognition. They do actually start to move towards where the boulder was, and start to dig with their carapace hands, but there was seemingly no recognition of your aid or what just happened.
Maybe one of their leaders is trapped in there?
Was it like hive mind in there?
Yeah, let's try it. I'm down to help for a bit.
Right, let's do.
Castle, if you want to if you want Risa to cast enlarge on Wrath again, he will be twice as helpful, I think.
You heard the man.
He looks at you, nods, puts her hand out towards Wrath, and just kind of like twists and pulls her hand up. And Wrath, you feel your whole body start to swell and grow, and you are now large.
Well, this was worth it. I'm gonna start digging.
So over the next little bit, you all start to dig and lift boulders, move rock and stone, and one more time, I'm going to have to go help my wife. I will be right back.
Okay.
And we'll get to that in just a second.
Alright. Telekinesis lasts a good 10 minutes, and I can cast it 6 times. Right.
All right.
2 of those times I could use a sorcery point to do extended spell to make it last 20 minutes each, hypothetically.
Yeah.
We'll see if we need that or not.
Yes, I'm guessing it's the one special guy that's stuck in there.
Yeah.
Who did we want to carry the potions of greater healing?
I feel like we should distribute them.
Mhm.
I
I
want
have
one.
2 smaller potions, so I'm good.
I think I need one. I think Castle will need one. I think Frank. There's 4, right?
There's 4 that's
Have
perfect
4.
for you guys.
Yeah, that's perfect. So we'll just distribute them, and Wrath can keep the potions he had. So I'm gonna.
If it was a regular bard with regular spells, I wouldn't need one.
You have healing word though, don't you?
I no, because like with bards, you can't change your spells out unless you level, right?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
We could ask Josh if the warlock rule we've been using for switch out one spell per night per long rest.
You warlocks have any healing? That would be interesting.
No,
Warlock with
no.
spells.
So like what I don't think we do, but I'm talking about like the thing that we, because
Well,
like
yeah, but
because bards are also
it's not
known
as funny
spells.
if I can heal.
Not as funny. Ryan, I'm not concerned about you being funny right now. I'm concerned about the party living.
We just gotta adopt new combat strategies. That's all.
We've literally every time we've had a combat strategy, Charles has pushed for the one that gets us hurt the least, and we still get hurt.
This character's fun. I'm gonna have a fun time with it, I think.
I bet.
Now I could probably I think actually bards can switch out spells on long rests. But I'm not 100%. I'll double check.
Normally they can't. Normally
Classes.
no
It might be a
caster
UA.
can't. Yeah, that's the thing, is like we have that UA rule for us prepared casters to make it, because we just find it more fun to be able to, even if it's a slow switch.
Casting first of all, blah blah blah, additional spell, blah blah blah. Additionally, you gain a level, you can choose one of your bards to and replace it. Oh, I forgot to turn on the UA features. Filter all. Spell versatility. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can replace one spell you learned from this spellcasting feature with, that's UA class feature variants.
Yep.
Considering Donko's entire class was UA when we made it, I'm going to assume it's fine.
Well, we'll double check with Josh, because it was something we established because the thing about it is like I'm completely okay with it as long as that we aren't stomping on another class that is in the party that has the ability to do that. For example, I think like wizards, if we had like a very specific type of wizard, they have an ability that allows them to switch spells during a short rest, but even then that's like, I don't know.
I just read some of the other optional features from that same UA. Bards can now add their inspiration die to other people's spells if they have inspiration and they cast spells with damage. They can add that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Maybe I should have read this before I made the character. I don't know. Then I'd know about the abilities.
Yeah. I think it's only the like long rest. If you're a known spell caster, then when you take a long rest, you can replace one spell for a spell of the same level over that long rest, and that's it. It's not as versatile as a prepared spellcaster who gets to switch all of their spells, but it still allows us.
Quite tedious.
It allows me to take Dream for occasions when I feel stupid and want to cast Dream.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And
so
then
that means
not feel bad when I think I'm gonna have a combat and I'm like, oh, I don't have Synaptic Static, which is my Psychic Fireball spell.
I guess that technically means I can swap out 2 spells each night then, because one for Bard, because it specifically says with this spellcasting feature, and I have 2 different spellcasting features.
I would disagree with that. Again, this is a homebrew thing. That's a devil's pact between us and the DM, so you're going to have to check with Josh on that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Or no, it's not. It's in the UA, right?
Yeah, but again,
spell versatility for warlocks.
It's a UA. However, the only reason we're using a modified version of that rule is because it's homebrew and like specific to our campaign.
Yeah.
So it's literally like we're not even using that UA at all. We're just cherry picking a very specific rule for our game.
I feel like I could still argue it though.
Uh huh. If I
It's
was
like
a DM, I'd flat out tell you no.
But the
So,
wording is very specific on both of them.
and even
It
though I'm not the
says
DM, I'm going to encourage Josh to tell you no. But
on the Warlock, it says you can replace one spell you learn from this Act Magic feature. And on the Bard list, it says something different entirely. So the wording is different enough that I can fight it.
you can fight a rule that we've vaguely
We've not
adapted.
officially stated, yeah. So I do want to get rid of one of my Warlock spells. I don't need two different summon abilities that are
You could
concentration.
just wait over 2 days, and then
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
the same effect. Just takes longer.
Yeah. I wonder though.
Especially,
So Warlocks always cast at their highest level, right? Always.
yes.
And they can.
As long
I
as
mean,
they have the
according to the
slots for it.
rules, you can cast your spells using any of your spell slots, right?
Yes.
So if I cast a Bard spell with Pact Magic and burn that slot, it's at its highest level, right?
Yeah, it's at the pact level slot. Yes, I
Pact
think.
level, yeah. Interesting.
All right, sorry about that.
Welcome back.
Right. Okay. So I can keep casting telekinesis. It lasts for 10 minutes, and I can cast it for up to 6 times right now.
Okay.
And if I need to, I can extend it twice with extended spell. So
Okay.
I could hypothetically have 100. I could have 80 minutes of telekinesis running, which is like 1,000 pounds every action, I guess.
Yeah,
rock.
no, that'll do a lot. Plus Wrath being large, plus everyone else kind of pitching in with different things.
I'm a mountain dwarf. So.
Yeah. I'm going to need a group investigation check.
Okay.
Mm.
So everyone roll investigation.
Oof.
Hey, that's not bad.
Castle.
Only if I was proficient in that. But I still get.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Castle.
So with the group
I don't
check,
really look around much. I'm in my head a lot.
that's fair. As you're looking through things and clearing away the rubble, you do find other bodies, corpses of the bugs, as they were attempting to flee or escape or whatever, what have you. And none of them are alive. None of them are moving. And after 3 hours of helping intermittently with the spells and whatnot, you don't manage to find anything really more than just a small pile of Thrycreen corpses.
Hmm.
Well,
Any pattern to the other Thrycreens digging still?
After you guys stop and just kind of take a break, or whenever you guys rest, they don't. They just keep digging. They keep at it, and it's this odd, almost zealot-like attitude.
Maybe it's a curse from the dude.
I'm gonna go stand like in front of one and just kind of like wave in front of his face, see if it even acknowledges me at this point. It's only we've actually tried to engage with them.
You go up to one of them, and as you like wave in front of its face, it kind of stops for just a brief second, and then moves around you and keeps digging and moving stones and boulders and rocks and dirt.
Hey, oh,
And I assume we don't see any of the caster types that were talking. Yeah.
Uncle has my axe that has the dispel magic on it.
Oh shoot. Yeah. Should have given that back before I left.
I can
You have
cast.
a rock to call him.
I can cast Dispel Magic once. I have 3 charges left on my staff, and that's exactly the amount. Because telekinesis is 5 charges. I had 33, which means I had 6 castings.
Well,
So I
would
have.
it be possible? Would it be possible to like detect magic first to see if there's anything affecting the
That
bugs
is
in the
free.
first place?
Detect Magic.
With detect magic, you what is that? That's a 30 foot range. You don't sense any kinds of magic emanating off of the Thrycreen or any of the surrounding area.
You know, they did respond to telepathic communication, and I can do that. Charles will walk up
You
to one,
can. Oh. Cool.
and Charles will look at him as like mentally. He's like, "Yes, I can." And
Ah.
Charles will walk up to one and say, "Are you looking for your master? Are you looking for your leader?" In his mind, telepathically.
You know, I'm going to need you to just make a charisma check for me. Spellcasting ability check.
Boop. Hey,
Cool.
lucky roll.
22 will do it. At first you get there's like a blocker, a wall, a shield or something within what?
Sorry, a chat from my brother stating a inside joke thing. In order to get into Neverwinter, you're going to have to duel me, which is a very stupid reference to something. 1 second. I have
Fair
to
enough.
post it and mock him.
But you immediately hit this wall, this barrier, and there's no familiarity with its feeling, its whatnot. But you kind of drill through, you power through this barrier, and as soon as you reach the other side, it shatters, and the Thrycreen stops. Its arms drop. The rock it was holding thuds to the ground. No reply. But you've got its attention, apparently.
Face me.
It cranes its head and just looks towards you.
What are you doing?
Searching.
For?
And it's not so much similar to how when you spoke with the one before, there wasn't uh, uh, a word. It was emotion. It was an idea
Right.
that came across. And when you say for, you feel emotional pain anyone.
Oh, Josh, why you gotta give me these feels? Ooh, that's heavy. All right.
Do you sense anyone down there? Or Charles will attempt to do a similar communication with the emotion. Did you say he was communicating with emotion type stuff?
Mhm.
Charles will try with his mind to do a similar type of communication, kind of speak their language sort of thing, and basically kind of give the feeling of like, do you feel anything down there right now? Like,
As you reciprocate with the ideas, the emotions, it's pure, it's visceral, you can tell that these creatures, while yes, they have been under some form of mind control, you can tell that their communities hold no lies. These people live always telling truths because those truths are ideas, they are emotions. And as you start to understand and gather more of that in your own mind, you feel something open up. And suddenly you can feel the minds of not only this one you're attempting to communicate with, but the one next to him and the one on the other side of the ravine and the dozen that are still digging and the very, very few handful that are somewhere underneath. You don't know where, but you get a sense that there are a handful still down there. No more than 10.
This would have been a great time to be a druid with detect creature and digging wild shape. You know?
I'll pull out my stone and call Donko.
Well, before you do that, I'm going to let you know it is going to disintegrate after your conversation with him.
I don't know how much.
What would disintegrate? What?
So, when you say a handful few, how many do you estimate?
Less than 10.
Less than 10. And how many are out and about?
About a dozen.
About a dozen. How often did they attack the barbarian camp again?
About every 6 months or so, according to Flight.
Okay.
They usually come out of the ground, right?
They do.
Does that mean there's tunnels running from here all the way to the city?
Probably.
Hmm.
That may or may
Or
not have
they-
collapsed.
Or they tunneled from just
Like
outside
nearby.
the city. Yeah.
That would make more sense. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. So,
There
Keep
is
on
like
keeping on.
there's
As
like a
we- Oh, sorry.
There's like a crack in the cave ceiling that was letting in light, so theoretically there's some crack in the ground above ground that's directly above that cave.
Yeah, likely caved in somewhere there.
Why did it all cave in?
He exploded.
He
You weren't
exploded.
fully there for that part.
He exploded. I know that, but like, what was it really? The explosion that collapsed the entire freaking network? It feels like there had to be more than that.
Well, speaking from personal experience, like when we dig tunnels like that and like make grand underground homes, you need this. You know what I'm saying? You need pillars, you need walls, you need all that stuff to keep it in. And even then, one wrong crate goes off, somewhere, and the whole place can come down. So because there was just tunnels, I'm not surprised. Not at all.
Chance is gonna take a moment to silently try to speak with his patron and ask, is there a tunnel or some other routes that would take us a lot closer to the living bugs below the ground that we can take? And see if he gets a response.
Go ahead and make a charisma check for me. Using your, just charisma check.
Charisma check. 19.
19. There's a moment when you speak or you whisper or you're not quite sure if you actually voice it, but it echoes in your vocal cords like you are speaking in Draconic. And after a few seconds, not even 30 seconds, you get a response. In Draconic. I cannot see. I do not know.
Like, there is something stopping you from seeing?
I am not omniscient or omnipresent. I see potential possibilities. Not everything.
Alright. Charles has been like thinking
Thank
for
you.
a bit after talking to that bug. And Charles will be... why do I have to be such a bleeding heart? Chance, short rest with me. You're going to cast spells at me, and I'm recharge some of my telekinesis so we can help them out. I want to keep going.
Very well.
I'm gonna. Oh well, if we're all the popping my joints again for the third time during this, I'm gonna summon a bunch of demons to help me while you guys rest.
Excuse me?
Huh? It's just a regular warlock spell. What are you talking about?
Cool. What are you casting?
At least I think that's how it works. Let me double check.
If you're summoning greater demons, you're all
Oh
in
no,
trouble.
demons are hostile to all creatures. No, I want Shadow
Yeah.
Spawn. I think Shadow Spawn's the one I want. Ally to you and your companions, but can it carry stuff? I don't see why not. Okay, is a shadow spirit incorporeal? Because then it could move through stuff.
Oh. Charles, is it okay if I just use one of my spells for my ring? To refill the ring? Or do
Oh,
you need all 3 spells?
I mean, it's just going to be like every spell that you can give me, because it's going to be a 5th level spell, is going to give me 5 charges to the staff, which will give me 1 casting of telekinesis. So, and basically wash, rinse, repeat. You cast 3 spells at me. We wait now. You long rest for an hour while I do some telekinesis shenanigans for 20-30 minutes, and then you regain your spells, and then I telekinesis again. It's probably getting really late at this point. You said it was getting to evening, and you said it took us like 3 hours to dig.
Mhm.
So it's
So
probably
the sun has set. Let me set the time, guys.
Also,
Dang.
not demons, shadow spawn. That's who I want to help me with this.
okay.
Oh,
So I am going to use one of my spells to refill my ring with counter spell.
If only we had an army
uh,
of skeletons who could help us dig out this thing.
if only. Hey, guys, is my specter still here? It doesn't go away, right? It just until I dismiss it.
the shadow spawn one.
No. My cursed specter.
His hexblade one, actually.
Yeah,
Uh,
I made one of the guy when we killed him. That means he's down there.
How long does that last?
It doesn't say.
I think it actually lasts until a
Until
long
my
rest.
next long rest. So.
Okay. Again, probably wouldn't have been teleported with you guys.
No, but he's down below us probably. If he
Potentially.
survived the rocks.
if is
They
good.
don't have a lot of HP.
That's a good point.
If. I
You know,
don't
just
think
for
so.
just for the heck of it, make a dexterity saving throw for the.
Make 50 dexterity saving throws. Go.
Come on, little specter, come on. Hey, not bad.
So I'll say it lasts it did last for let me see here. It does have incorporeal movement. It did last for a decent amount of time. It dodged the massive boulder that was coming down, but then it found itself having to move through objects, boulders and stone and just straight earth. And after a few rounds of movement with that, it ended up taking enough damage that it did go away.
We were pretty far down then. Okay. So it's gonna be a lot of digging.
Yeah.
So over the next couple more hours, it's probably
Wait. If he was using incorporeal movement, he can move at 100 feet around. Because he has a movement speed of 50. So was he far down enough that he really couldn't get out?
I believe moving through
Is difficult terrain.
Oh, it would differ. So 50
considered.
around.
Yeah. So yeah, he definitely wouldn't have had enough movement to get out.
Bummer. Oh well.
So.
Oh, then
He-
just the shadow spawn.
We have Donko come help, and then he can short rest to get his tree step back.
It would be a long rest, but
Yeah.
Don't go busy.
I mean, if you call him, he'll come help, but he only has the one movement. You guys have to warp him, unless Josh Wayland has learned any warping magic, being a wizard, I think.
probably not at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, once Charles got a connection into their little hive minds, he's like, I gotta help. I want to help him. I really do.
So you dig, and you
Mhm.
dig, and you rest, and you dig, and you rest, and you dig, and you rest. How far into the night are you guys willing to go?
Until we probably are brink of exhaustion.
Probably bring you exhaustion, like right as we're about to hit exhaustion.
Okay. You get to
like 2 a.m. I guess. I don't know, 3 a.m.
Ticketano, 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 ticketano.
Castle just happily singing in the background.
You see me pull out like my big forge, and I start like conforming my like my weapons and everything, and it's like, and then I just go at it, and I'm just like blasting through the rock. Ticketano,
you get to about 1 in the morning.
and then I also have to like enlarge herself and just for a
Did she
little bit.
enlarge both Wrath and herself?
No, it's
one at a
concentration
time.
only one
Well-
time. So if
Training.
Wrath is working, then she's just punching while she's like trying to keep Wrath big.
Mm-hmm.
Chance?
Unfortunately,
I was gonna say that
because
the
Wrath want to be big, by the way.
the staff has enlarged as well, but then I remembered concentration, and he's doing telekinesis.
Eventually, you get to
Because Wrath
a point-
essentially can be huge for like an almost 2 hours.
you get to a point where the last of Charles's telekinesis gives out. The staff is depleted again. Wrath, while you are still in this large, actually at this point the large would have gone away, but your muscles are sore. You are all drooping from the day that you've had. And still the Thri-kreen continue to dig and move earth and stone.
Is it injuring them visibly, or are they good with their carapace hands?
They're at this point starting to see some major wear. One of the Thri-kreen moved a stone about an hour back, and another one fell and crushed its arm,
Yee.
and it had to pull away, leaving that arm there. There are several of them that have messed up fingers. They are all just utterly exhausted,
I'm gonna.
as are all of you.
I think I can use Song of Rest on
During
that.
a short rest, yeah.
Yeah, but is it
That's
just
if-
me that needs to be short resting? So, like, if
Song of
we're
Rest?
short resting and they're still working, I cast a Song of Rest. Will they heal?
No. I believe
Oh,
it's only for.
if your friendly creatures hear your performance, regain hit points by spending hit dice at the end of the short rest.
Yeah.
Okay, get an extra. Okay, now that's not how it works. Rip.
Charles, are you able to convince them to rest?
I can certainly try. Charles will get up and is like, I'm not asking you to stop entirely. I'm asking you to stop and rest while my friend heals you, please, that you may continue to more strongly dig out your friends.
Make a persuasion check.
I love those.
And because you have connected,
Ooh,
this is not going to be a disadvantage.
okay. Well, this is 17 total.
17. They, as you say that, as you say rest, just for a little bit, they kind of look at each other, and then they huddle in a circle in the center of this this mining operation at this point. And you have made some really good progress. You've been able to dig deeper into this cliffside, and you have found, I'll say, 2 of the living Thri-kreen. There are still some more down there. You're not sure exactly how many, although you do get the feels from them, if you will, that they are together.
Mm. So
So
find
it's
the
not
rest of
gonna-
them. It's going to be one more. It's not
Yeah,
going to be one
exactly.
at a time kind of thing. All right, 1 hour
So-
short rest for them, while our good bard friend does a song of rest for them.
Yeah.
Well, at that point, you actually notice that as soon as most of them sit down or lay down or just start to rest, exhaustion gives way and they all pass out.
Hmm.
So you can heal if you want to or you need to, but
They're
it
gonna
looks
long
like
rest.
they're in for a long rest. Yeah.
Okay. Ugh.
But the rest of you
Like I need a
hunker
long.
down.
I'm gonna make a comfy little camp. So I'm gonna create a bonfire away from the bugs. I assume they don't like fire. I'm gonna pop out my tent and throw up a Liamon's tiny hut. I'm like, all right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. And climb through the hut into the tent.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Do you allow
Um,
anyone else into the hut?
Not the tent, but they can come in the hut. Yeah. It's a one dwarf tent, you know.
Charles is
Well,
going to take a long rest, probably, along with the bugs.
Okay.
Camp it out.
Wrath is good with just a short rest.
Okay. So Wrath, you're just gonna rest for a bit and then continue watch for the night, I guess? Or what do you want to do?
Does Risa need
Keep
to
digging.
rest because she's a construct? She won't get
Nope.
exhausted, right? So she can just keep going.
Charles will go up to Wrath and is like, Wrath, how up to you do pulling an all-nighter?
I'm fine. I can
Yeah.
just use a short rest and then get back to it.
Okay. If Wrath's staying up,
Yeah, Risa can
I'll
work
stay
all
up.
night punching through the rock. And on top of that, she's never could be surprised because she has alert.
Thankfully, Charles still has his regular spells instead of telekinesis. So Charles is going to cast Summon Aberration.
Oh, that's way cooler than a shadow spawn.
Yes, it is. And summoning an aberrant spirit, or attempting to. Here, let me read. I believe the Slod would be the best one for me. Yeah, the Slod's a nice buff little... What's the word? Yeah. The Slod's pretty buff. It's got strength of 16. And it has regeneration, which is nice.
Okay.
And it lasts for an hour. So Charles will be casting Eldritch Blast at rocks if he can. And if he can't, he'll cast something else.
Okay. So who all is taking a full night's rest? Who is continuing to work?
Already out.
I'm gonna take a full night's rest, but I'm on alert the whole
Okay.
time. Like I'm not actually asleep.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
way, Risa can just keep going.
Okay.
you know, Chance is gonna take a full night's rest. Also, Chance is, if you guys need rations, Chance is gonna set out rations that he's been carrying in his pack for who knows how long.
They're just a little extra crunchy and dry now, you know.
But
Sounds good. All right. So, Chance, Frank, and Castle, you all get long rest. HP is restored. Spell slots are back.
Yeah.
Charles and Wrath continuing to work through the night. I need both of you to make Constitution saving throws with disadvantage, please,
Disadvantage?
because of the physical exertion.
Fair. Big oof.
Ooh,
That is tunnels. 1 level of exhaustion.
You both, when morning comes, you both have 1 level of exhaustion, which means ability checks,
Have
right?
disadvantage. Yep.
A disadvantage, yeah.
Oh, one away.
Dawn approaches, which actually means my staff gets charges.
Yep. So go ahead and
Yep.
roll those charges. During the night, you managed to go during the rest of the night with Eldritch Blast, with the Slod, with Risa, and with Wrath. You managed to make it another 30, 40 feet into the tunnels. Still nothing, unfortunately, but the morning comes, the Thrycreen wake up at the butt crack of dawn, and you continue your work.
Since I've got 3 castings of telekinesis back, I'm gonna be using those as well to make
Okay.
big progress. 1,000-pound lifts.
Yeah, after the little bit of effort you guys were able to put in during the night, this helps tremendously. I need, again, another group investigation check.
Okay.
Charles, Wrath, with disadvantage, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, got a 22.
Chance with a 25.
Yeah, that was almost a nat 20.
Castle, can you make an investigation check?
Yep.
Okay. With the same momentum and same cadence you guys are working on before, with the staffs being recharged every so often, Wrath being enlarged really does help as well. You, by midday, manage to crack into a small chamber that was kind of off and down, and now your progress kind of looks like one of their tunnels to begin with. It's just this hole that is dug in and then kind of goes down and around, and you
I
crack
would
in.
definitely have been, if possible. I don't know if we have active resources, but I would be trying to use my, not heritage, so to speak, but upbringing as a mountain dwarf to like foreman like the building of the tunnel, so that we're leaving pillars, we're going around weak spots,
Yeah.
etc. Yeah.
Yeah, easy enough. You guys are managed to make these tunnels, while kind of haphazardly thrown together or dug out, fairly solid from your perspective there. But you do crack into a small cavern, and you can see a group of Thrycreen kind of huddled in a corner, keeping themselves warm. As you are able to pull them out one by one, you have about 20 Thrycreen saved and there. And as you continue to connect, you now feel that that's all of them.
Sweet. Oh man.
So what do you think? Do we take them back to maybe try to integrate them into Because I know they have some other kind of barbarous clans, if you will. Um, or do we just we leave them here?
Charles will kind of mentally communicate with them now, and basically communicate. If I've been communicating with them this whole time, Charles will say, "What now for you? What do you?"
The collective idea that you get back is survive. You can tell that a couple of them are concerned at one, their own survival, and two, their abilities to rebuild.
Right. How varied is the species diversity in Clan Brozak?
From what you've seen, it's mostly bugbear.
Mostly bugbear. Okay. As much
I mean,
as
there are a few humans and like Goliaths, those kinds of people, but mostly
And
bugbear.
Charles will cast Sending on Brozak Gravedigger. That is his name, right? Gravedigger.
Gravemaker.
Gravemaker! Frick!
Not,
Ah!
we were the Gravedigger.
So close. Okay, to Gravemaker. Basically saying there are exactly 20 of the Thrakeen alive, free from the spell. Exactly 20 Thrakeen. Or, not Thrakeen. There are exactly 20 Thrakeen insects alive, broken from the Druid spell. Would you give them place in your clan? Charles.
You may have had enough for Charles. Um,
Maybe. We'll see. Yeah.
you get a response. Wait, who? How are you?
I've done this to you before. This is revenge.
Um, doesn't count. I, I guess this is weird. Flight, do you know how this is working? He's talking in my head. Should I?
I did something similar once to you, but it was...
Yes, you did.
Who was that? Wait. I hear this voice in my head. It sounded like... What do you mean it's a spell? Anyway. Charles will cast Sending again, because he can. This time targeting Flight. It's like, Flight, it's Charles. I cast Sending on your father. Thrakeen survivors. Need a home to live. Think that'll be fine? They work. You can ask your dad.
You may not have gotten that last one out, but
I think I did. I was keeping it to 3-word sentences. Anyway.
Flight replies, yeah, might work. Dad's confused, a little freaked out. They would be good proof of your story.
Hands. Anyway, that's me talking to myself.
Bug tastes good.
All right, now Charles will address the group of survivors and say, there is a place you can stay among the members of this one's clan, and Charles will gesture to Wrath. You may have attacked their settlement once, but they are willing, if you are willing to help them, to supply food and work for you, so that you need not survive on your own.
Home gone. New home. We didn't attack. Warriors attacked.
All the better. And I guarantee you a place to live, work, perhaps thrive.
Thank you.
Cool. That's 20 of them? Oh man, we're gonna have to walk them, aren't
Charles,
we?
do they have a leader amongst the living ones?
I don't know. Is there a mystic amongst the ones that lived?
Oh, that would make it much easier.
Yeah,
No, there's not.
not even an aspiring mystic.
You want to start teaching them magic? Go ahead and try.
You
can
the
certainly
fact
try.
that they don't know magic probably makes them more appealing too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm just. I don't know. I kind of just want to give one of them like the two Thrycreen weapons that I've been carrying around for a bit.
If you want to, I'm not going to stop you. But these don't seem like they're warriors. They seem like they were workers.
Okay.
But I mean, I guess if the barbarians are all about being warriors, I mean, I guess they have to have like
They'll need at least one.
crafting abilities, right? I guess Charles, in the least offensive way possible, will ask, "What can you do?"
Work hard. Serve.
Okay. Hey, that's if they can work hard and serve, I think there's something they can do in exchange for food so they don't have to be surviving out here on their own. Sounds good to me. All right. We can't teleport you there, so let's just start walking.
Well, before we do, Chance is just going to go ahead and pull out the Thrycreen sword thing and throwing thing and try and offer those to the Thrycreen.
One steps forward. He's the one that had lost his arm. And he reaches down, grabs both the weapons, and then in what you can only assume is a gesture of thanks, raises them above his head while his other arm moves in front and gives a quick bow.
All right.
Never his bug eyes, the large insectoid eyes, never moving away or leaving, looking at you. And it's strange, there is no physical emotion, but you get a brief sense in your mind of gratitude. Just ever so brief. Like something's just reaching out and just barely touched your mind.
Chance will bow back and then turn away as we start walking away.
Okay. So you walk. Which are you heading back to Blind Summit? Are you heading straight to the Bloodwell?
Vaguely towards Blind Summit. But we're not
Okay.
gonna walk into Blind Summit with a bunch of bugs. We're not,
Might be a good idea.
yeah.
No, it sounds like a fantastic idea.
Tell me that
You
again, man who who let Donko jump into a poisonous pool of water and almost die.
No, I was
Yeah, but we didn't.
yeah.
But we didn't die. But we didn't. You got me
Um,
there.
you make your way towards Blind Summit, and as you get to within, a decent distance, you turn your direction back the way you know that the blood well is.
Oh, the blood.
Who is leading the way back?
I can lead.
Okay, go ahead and make your survival check. With advantage, because this is your home turf. You're starting to remember a little bit more of the area and how to navigate on
Also,
this
How much of a
incredibly
journey
flat
is
plain.
it to get there, by the way? How many days?
You were told it's about a 2-day walk.
Okay. So we'll get a long rest during this?
Yes.
Okay. That will hopefully wipe away my exhaustion.
survival is the only wisdom feature that I'll ever be proficient at.
You managed to quite easily this first leg of the journey move the entire party in what you assume is a direct line towards the blood well.
I would also like to establish, by the way, that during the massive amount of time that we have, I utilize Chance's unspent spell slots to recharge the staff to full.
Chance,
You know,
you
and
allow
also,
this.
as a warlock, can help out
Yes,
with
I
that.
agree to this
Oh
as
my
long
gosh,
as
we have a second warlock. Wait a second. I
We
could
have
have
3
been,
warlocks.
I could have been getting 5 charges. How many spell slots do you have?
Just 2.
What level?
3rd level.
Okay, I mean it's not that great, but it's like that's at least one casting of telekinesis that I could
Yeah.
have been using.
You didn't ask.
I didn't.
during this journey, something I want to do, if it's okay, Chance will want to ask Castle if he'd ever gotten a design of the sword bow, because Chance wants to try something.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had sketches and I had been tinkering with some scrap metal.
Okay. So what I'm thinking is, even if we make a sword's bow like out of regular materials, unless we were to somehow make it magical, I would have to I'm just thinking, I can try making a packed weapon based on the design and see if it works.
Well, I can turn things into magical weapons.
Yeah. Also, don't you have to have it built with the packed weapon? Don't you have to have a physical weapon to make it? Or
Well, let's see.
I don't know. I definitely didn't read any of my abilities, so I don't fully know how packed weapons work.
Wait. So, are you worried that if I build a weapon, it won't become a packed weapon because it's magical?
No, it's that unless we make it magical, I would have to basically form a packed weapon out of nothingness anyway, based on the packed weapon, on the sword bow, I mean.
Oh no, I can build a sword bow to be a magical weapon.
Interesting.
Hmm.
The verbiage on Pact of the Blade. You can use your action to create a packed weapon in your empty hand. You can choose the form that this melee weapon takes each time you create it. You are proficient with it while you wield it, The weapon counts as magical for the purposes of overcoming resistances and immunity to non-magical attacks and damage. You can transform one magic weapon into your pact weapon, but just creating a pact weapon, it does say it has to be a melee weapon.
Interesting. So trying to make a weird hybrid weapon.
May or may not work.
Whoa, wait.
Operating in
It
between
does
the
say.
lines
Wait.
here.
It does say you can transform a magic weapon, though.
Yes.
Melee magic weapon.
Does not have to be melee, though, if it's magical.
Based on the wording, yeah, the magic weapon may not have to be melee. Based on the wording.
Based on the wording, because it essentially says that the magic weapon can be transformed. No specification of
Split
melee or range.
those hairs.
It's true. Yeah.
Oh,
So if
think
I build this hybrid weapon as a magical weapon, it can be used as a pact weapon.
Potentially.
So you're
I've-
saying there's a chance.
There's a chance.
Yeah, he's right there.
There he is.
That's awesome.
But you're real proud of that one.
Yeah.
Alright.
I figure there's like not really anything to lose on trying it out, right?
I mean,
Just
you'll be down a
allow
little bit of
rules if it
price of
doesn't.
materials, but nah, you're good.
Alright. So we travel 2 days all the way back to the Bloodwell.
Should probably get a long rest in there somewhere so we don't.
I mean, I already put
More
in my long
exhausted.
rest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you guys
Cool.
get
Removed
2
my
long rests
exhaustion.
because it's a you left
Full charge.
you left right around midday to get back. You slept and then you traveled another day, slept, and then traveled another half day or so to make it back to the Bloodwell.
Have you been updating the calendar?
You know what, Max? No.
Well, dude.
Day. Boom and boom. It's now Undun, the 22nd of Sulak.
I'm so informed.
Only my cloak could overcharge.
As you are
Actually, just for the fun of it, when we were traveling, I casted invisibility once just to sneak around a bit. So all of a sudden, like for part of the day, like you guys were just like, where did he go?
Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah. So you, by the middle of the second day of travel, you see the Bloodwell on the horizon. Wrath has led you in an almost perfect beeline towards the Bloodwell, and as you approach, how do you intend to get the Thrycreen in?
And say we make sure we're circled around them so there's no stragglers.
Take a time, take a tunnel, take a tunnel, take a tunnel.
We're not digging a tunnel.
Technically,
Um,
I
They
don't see
would
why
want to hide anyway.
walking in, right? Maybe communicate for Wrath's clan to come send envoys to meet us just to help us get through the town.
I think that'd be wise. Actually.
Yeah, right. Yeah, keep the Thrycreen outside of town so they're not killed on sight.
And get some representatives of Clan Brozak to kind of help us keep them arm's length out of some of the people who may or may not want to attack them.
Gotcha.
At least a bugbear's arm's length away.
Yeah.
Minimum.
So, you communicate with who?
Grave Maker?
Yeah.
Maker?
Gravemaker.
I did it. Okay.
Eventually,
And Flight, of course.
both Gravemaker and Flight and a group of 30 to 40 other Clan Brozak members meet you by the eastern gate. And Brozak, or Gravemaker, looks at the Thrycreen. Do they talk?
Yes and no. They have a mental communication that they use.
Goody.
I wouldn't say it's magic. It's more just how they talk.
Yeah.
That's fair. Could you... could you have them talk to me?
Can
Sure.
Flight cast the kind of spells needed to make it easier?
Probably not. Charles will mentally talk to them. Is like, would you please introduce yourselves to Mr. Brozak Gravemaker?
I have the spell tongues, if that might help.
I don't know how much that'll help in this case, actually.
Um,
It'll probably
Roll-
translate because they'll do some sort of clicking, won't they, when they try to verbalize?
Well, they don't verbalize. They have a verbal language that they can use to communicate with each other, but they mentally talk with others. But they also mentally talk with each other.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
So the one that Chance, the one that you gave the weapons to, steps forward, and to everybody, you can all hear this in your mind. Emotes, if you will. Here to serve, to work, to survive. Please help. The Gravemaker looks around at you, Charles, and then back to this this Thrycreen. And there's a moment of silence before the Thrycreen does the same, 2 arms up, 1 arm in front, bow. And you all hear, thank you. And the small group of Clan Brozak members surrounds everybody, and you all start to make your way through the Bloodwell.
I'll talk to my father as well. Be like, well, it might be a little weird, but I can personally attest to their work ethic. I watch them stay up all night, breaking hand and limb to free their brethren. They'll be a good asset.
Some will want to, and he's speaking rather quietly to you. He says some will want to take advantage of that.
Well, perhaps you and I do our best to prevent that, and it happens. Life.
He you can see he gives you a side look and a smile and kind of a nod of approval. And You continue your way through through the city. You get to a certain point, and here, let me actually.
Change the map finally back to
There we go.
home, Bloodwell, Sweetwell. Well, bloody well. I can't even. Like...
Well, bloody well. You find yourselves in just outside of Clan Brozak's tent. And Gravemaker and Flight kind of wave you all over. We now have our compatriots will help these people. Yeah, people. With what they need. We have a meeting to attend. I have called a tribunal of the Circle of Thrones. Right now. You all ready?
Ready as we'll ever be.
Well, should we bring the in-charge-ish one with us?
That might be a good idea, yes. And you see your daddy kind of squints one eye and is attempting to reach out with his mind toward the...
I believe that they can understand spoken language.
Oh, thank heavens.
Trust! Command! Friends.
Hey, you, and the one kind of turns and looks.
I am incorrect in under saying that they understand common. They just speak mentally.
They seem to, yeah.
Okay, thank goodness. Okay.
You can see the three-armed one walks over. Hey, do you have a name? And the one kind of the idea that you all get in your minds says a name. Sigurd. Yeah, I'm just gonna call you Siggy.
Siggy. All right. Siggy. I like.
Someone write that down.
You come with us. We need you to talk with some of our leaders. And you can see the bug eyes bug out even more. And
Anxiety.
he kind of nods and subserviently follows you as you make your way through some city streets, eventually coming to a massive building made of stone and very fine wood, finely carved wood. You can see this almost pyramid-like shape, except it has several steps, kind of like a ziggurat, but the central area is almost like a closed flower bloom, completely made out of stone and wood, beautifully adorned with everything you can imagine. There are gorgeous flowers that line some of the walls. It doesn't look like it fits here, to be honest.
Before we enter, if I can cut you off for a second, I wanted to give as many people as I could inspiration to help them with any charisma checks they'll need to make. So I'm like, listen, guys, I know I'm new here, but you got this. I believe in you. I believe in the you that believes in me, that believes in you, and you're gonna go in there, and you're gonna kill it. Well, hopefully not, actually, but you're gonna do great. I'm gonna give the bug inspiration. Gonna give Max inspiration and wrath. I think those
Okay.
are the three those are people who absolutely need to talk. So
Go ahead and mark that down, you guys. And I'll mark it on Siggy.
Is there a place to actually give inspiration?
yes, on the character sheet it's the little the D20 icon above your
Oh, cool.
token. And your D it's a D8 for you.
Let's not have it tight.
Hmm?
Don't mind me.
On your character sheet, Max, not on the freaking
This is
map.
how I'll remember. 1 insp. There. Where do I mark on my character sheet? I have a bardic inspiration.
Right above the token.
Just mark it on the inspiration side of things.
But that's a different kind of inspiration.
It's the
fine. Or you could use one of the resources.
Wait, where? There isn't even an inspiration mark. You lied.
It's the D20 symbol above your token.
Oh, okay, fine. Fine. You guys are no fun. The one time I have an excuse to draw directly on the map. No, just kidding. Go on.
As you make your way up these massive steps, you crest the top and you look down, and you now know why this city is called the Blood Well.
Uh-oh.
A pit of swirling red liquid, constantly moving, surrounded by tables and chairs, which are moved out of the way and set up. The chairs are now set up in a way that you can see 7 chairs on the opposite side of the well itself.
Hey, I thought they didn't like magic here. I say to my party.
Gravemaker moves around the well and takes his seat. As you look before you, you can see the 7 clan leaders of the Bloodletters. And that's where we're going to stop tonight.
Hey.
Okie dokie. You'll give me time to write up my speech. I will say, Josh, by the way, as we were traveling with the Thrykeen, has Charles ever seen or heard of the Thrykeen? All right,
No,
sweet.
Not really.
So, as an archaeologist who is tangentially involved in anthropology, he's going to study the people as closely as he can and write notes about it.
That's fair, yeah.
Basically, writing about their culture, how they express themselves, any information he can get, because he knows that there are some, like, he may have gone into archaeology, but he studied a lot of anthropology as well. And so,
Absolutely.
peoples and cultures very
That'd
much
be a very
interest him.
valuable resource at that college.
Oh, that's like, if I've never heard of it, and like most of them haven't heard of it, Charles will get published on this. Charles is going to publish a lot of books, okay? He's
rich.
Awesome.
It's our big break.
While we were digging in the tunnels, I was trying to see how they actually build their structures.
Oh.
Because I'm playing in masonry. I love to see how different cultures build things.
Those tunnels you noticed, especially as you weren't here for this, so I'll just give it to you freely. The first time you entered the tunnels, they were circular. Excuse me. And relatively smooth. But they also were weirdly shaped. Almost organic looking.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, as you guys were digging, some of that was uncovered, but most of you, what you guys were doing was just grabbing a heap of stone, moving it around, grabbing some dirt, moving it. So it was more of a traditional dig into the stone.
Like a mine shaft type of thing. Got it. Okay.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But the original was smooth and cylindrical. It was very strange. But at the same time, there were
Interesting.
also smaller of the same kind that would intersect the main bigger tunnels.
Oh,
Very
cool.
very much like a if you've seen one of those what's it called, the ant hills where they pour the metal,
Yeah.
the liquid metal down, and they dig it all up. It very much resembles
Yeah.
something like that.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So
Just, I mean, like human size, because these are giant bugs.
yeah. All right. Well, that was fun, guys. Thanks
Yeah.
for
Wait, could I tell how they got it so smooth, by the way?
you can make an educated guess that
Okay.
the part of it could have been that the
druid that
Druid-
could shapeshift into a purple worm.
yeah, exactly.
Got it. Okay. Got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. That's why I thought we were dealing with a worm originally. Very worried
But what
that
if
you
it
were
was
just a
purple?
very poisonous creature.
Well,
Did you roll a dice, Josh, to decide whether it was a worm or a worm?
did I roll a dice? No, actually.
Okay.
I'll take
Funny
credit where
enough-
credit is due.
Yeah, I was gonna say Max came up with the cobalt idea.
I basically, after that, I was like, as soon as you said there's a worm, I had this picture of like a very tiny kobold that goes, "Fear me!" and has a pet purple worm. Was
Yeah.
my pitch.
His pitch was the pet purple worm. My idea was he would use that shape, the shape change spell, to transform into a purple worm when needed,
Or a dragon.
or a dragon. And if his form did not get dispelled, he would have eventually switched into the worm, the purple worm or the frost worm, uh, just for the variety of damage.
Which
And
is super gross when you think about that the purple worm sacks that they threw into the wells were harvested from the druid. That's kind of like disgusting, but okay. Ryan's dying from that thought.
Oh, druids are weird, man.
Oh, don't get any ideas, Doggo. I'm going
I
to
don't
turn
know
into a spider, and you're going to harvest the venom sacs
I'm
from
just-
me.
This is established in
That purple
lore.
worm poison.
It's harvested from a druid, or I guess a polymorph, state in the world. So
gosh dang it.
I'll ruin anything from exploding heads to polymorph.
Nah, this was a different purple worm, actually. We're totally making this up. He actually found a separate
much
purple worm,
damage-
had his insects kill him.
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah, I
the
have a new
playthrough that
theory
we
how I
did
made
with
Donko and his 9 brothers.
Huh? Like,
Well, because you're a druid by nature. I imagine a couple of the others probably are-ish druidic as well.
I mean,
So I'm
Wayland.
wondering if I was experimenting on druids and like forced you guys to like replicate like organically.
I think what happened with Wayland and Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's random, right? Like they just random abilities based on environment.
Yep.
Yeah, because Wayland was a rune knight, and then he became a wizard when we killed him and brought him back. So
Kyle, what were you gonna say?
Yeah.
I was just saying we were doing the playthrough with the plasmoids.
oh yeah,
I had purple worm poison on my character, and I did like 100 and something damage in one hit.
yeah.
At some
Purple
point,
worm
That
poison
was
is
Or
why.
crazy.
now banned in that campaign.
Purple worms are now
That's
extinct.
why I was so afraid that it would be a purple worm, because I was like, oh, I didn't bring Donko. We don't have any poison healing. We don't have any resistances.
Yeah.
Purple
All
worms are
right.
cruel.
Well, you guys have a good night, and
Yep.
we'll see you
Dude.
next week, hopefully.
See you
Yeah.
next week.
Yep.
Catch y'all later.
Anyways.
See you later.
Adios.
Take care, guys.